Welcome to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jess and James.
One of the things that I'm blessed with, and many of you here are already doing this kind of work where you're serving, helping other people, is we get to do three things. And it's something that Robert Kiyosaki told me. I went to a dinner with him, I think it was last year. I don't even know what time of day it is anymore with COVID. I think it was last year, and we had a private dinner with him. And one of the things he said was, God, whoever you believe in, thinks this world is pretty messed up at the moment. Would you agree? But whoever you believe in, whether you do or not, irrespective of that, he wouldn't like it to stay that way. So he doesn't think you should just do what you get paid for. He thinks you should find something you're passionate about, find something that you get paid well to do, and that makes this world a better place. Now you tell me, what other job other than helping others, whether it's a speaker, whether it's coaching, whether it's mentoring, what other job gives you that level of satisfaction? Think about it. So one of the things I'm going to get you to do whilst you're here over the next 3 days is really connect your soul and your heart and your mind with what it is that you want to do. Because some of us are just connecting with stuff on a superficial level. We're here because on the surface, we want X. But what do you want in your heart, man? Like, what do you want in your soul? Like, what do you deep down want to get out of this? Because that's what's going to carry you forwards when times get tough. That's what's going to make you do the work when it doesn't work out for you. That's what's going to drive you forwards when you get a rejection, when you don't hit your targets, when you don't make your sales. When someone tells you you're an idiot. When someone slags you off on social media. When your friends laugh at you because they think, what the hell is this public speaking cult you have joined? When all of that happens, what's going to keep you going forwards? Because look, that video I played for you this morning wasn't a mistake. Now, would you agree there were some powerful quotes in there? Here's why I chose that video. You were reading it whilst you were listening to it. If I can engage more of your senses, by the way, tip for you in public speaking, the more senses you can engage with your audience, the more likely they're to buy into what you're offering. You were reading those things and listening to them. How powerful was that? And I bet some of you wrote some of them down. And some of you made a mental note. Oh, I love that quote. That was a good quote. That was a good quote. That was a good quote. Well, guess why I played that video? So that next time someone slams you, next time you fail, next time you get rejected, next time something doesn't go your way, you can recall some of this stuff and deep down connect with why you freaking here. So for some of you, you might have maybe set some goals 5 years ago and go, hey, you know what? I wanted to achieve X in my life. Now, raise your hand if you're not quite where you'd like to be in life yet. Just be honest, all right? Good. Because that's the life, that's the journey we take. We actually don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We don't. You can prepare all you want. You can plan all you want. You can write down all the goals you bloody want. But if something doesn't go right, it's going to course correct your future, plain and simple. So here's what I say. Don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. Worry about what you decide to do today. Because it's your decisions that affect where you go in life. And like I said, 5 years, 6 years ago, I made a decision to step up. And here's an interesting fact for you. I believe everything happens for a reason and the way it's meant to be. We weren't actually meant to be hosting this event here. Originally, we were hosting it in another hotel, Holiday Inn. Some of you have been to that with me. It's Brentford Lock, some other a venue that we use. We weren't supposed to be here. They couldn't do the dates. They moved us to here. Well, we came here. I didn't know until I got here last night that this very room, in this hotel, do you know what's significant about it? 5 years ago, 2015, September 2015, I won 2 speaker awards in this very room. Yeah, right here. I won Best Newcomer to the Speakers Academy and Members' Choice Award. Right in this very, very room. Two awards on the same night. And I'd only been speaking for about 4 or 5 months. Just started my career. And like I said, many of you came here for different reasons. What do you want to do it for? Okay? If you can't figure it out just yet, don't worry. Okay? Here's what I'll also say to some of you. Some of you are going to leave here after Wednesday potentially wanting to do something completely different to what you're doing right now. So, some of you, remember I said superficial level? Some of you know what you want to do. Or maybe your existing business, what you're doing at the moment. Guess what? That might not be why you want to use this skill. I'm just saying, okay? I didn't get into public speaking because I just wanted to grow my business. No, I got my businesses in check before I followed my passion. This is my heart. What I do here is my heart. Liam and I don't need to run a training company. We don't need to run a training business. We don't need to do public speaking. We want to. There's a big, big difference. So some of you might leave here going, actually, you know what? I'm going to fix my existing business. I'm going to use these skills to grow my existing business, but that's not where my heart is. My heart is making this world a better place. My heart is inspiring other people. My heart is maybe motivating the world. I don't know. Some of you are going to leave with a completely new direction, all right? But wherever you are right now, whether you're in business or looking to start out, even like you're branding online, okay? Because everyone's online at the moment, right? Like, even my dad is online. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like, Jason, what is a Zoom? I was like, well, it's actually called Zoom. It's not a Zoom, but it's called Zoom, Dad. That's what it is. He goes, yes, where do you go with it? No, you don't go anywhere with it, Dad. It's the technology used. It's like Skype. He's like, Skype. Yeah, what's Skype? No, don't forget it. Anyway, so if you're unknown in the marketplace right now, then maybe that's a good thing. That's why you're here. Okay? Maybe you don't have enough prospects to sell to. Everybody's talking about leads, lead generation. Get more leads online. Attract more clients. Attract more this. It's all bullshit. Do you know why it's all bullshit? Because they are not clients until you do what? Convert them, right? Sell to them. So I'm going to teach you the art of ethically influencing people to want to work with you one-to-many. Okay? Because public speaking is really about one-to-many. Okay? However you do, that's up to you. Whether you do it on a stage like this. Who wants to be on big stages, by the way? Be honest. Like, who misses those big stages? I do. I was looking at some photos of me on stage like the other day. I was like, oh my God, I missed this place. But look, that might be for you. Some of you might just want to run small events. Some of you might want to do boardroom style. By the way, small boardrooms are very, very profitable if you do it in the right way. Some of you might just be doing online, streaming and stuff. Lenny and I did our first virtual event. Who was on that, by the way? Is anyone who's here? Two of you? Yeah? It was interesting, wasn't it? Poor Lenny. Don't feel sorry for him. I'd pay him extra for that abuse. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'll give him a top up, give him a little tip. Yeah, it's part of the contract. So, but however you want to use it, my advice is if you're going to gain leverage, use this skill one-to-many. You can use it one-to-one. You can. Don't get me wrong. You can. But professional speaking is about leverage, all right? I would rather you spoke to 10 or 20 or 50 of your prospects in one go than one-to-one, because it's not a good use of your time, okay? So if you don't have enough prospects or sales, you're going to learn how to convert those people while you're here, okay? Time poor. This kind of ties in with the last point I made. Stop running around meeting people for coffees, doing one-to-ones, doing all this kind of stuff, right? Why? Someone tell me why that's not a good thing. Yes, time, okay? Raise your hand if you've ever gone to meet someone for a coffee and at the end of it, bugger all happened. Raise your hand if nothing happened, all right? Didn't go anywhere, all right? Stop meeting people for coffee. Obviously, don't if your best friend rings you up, obviously do meet them for a coffee, but potential prospects or whatever, if they ring you, for example, and say, hey, can I meet you? Ask them what for. Be honest. And if they say, I just want to catch up and find out a bit more about what you do, fantastic. We can either do that on the phone or I can send you some information about what it is that I do. Okay? 2 questions you should ask yourself if you do go and have a meeting with anyone. Number 1, what's the outcome of that meeting? What is it that I want from that meeting? And what do they want? And number 2, why is it important? If those 2 questions don't give you the answers that are actually relevant to you, don't go and meet that person. I've just saved many of you years off your life. You can thank me later. It's okay. All right? If you are time poor, if you're time poor right now, please understand that speaking one-to-many is your best bet. It's your best bet, okay? Next, want to start an expert business. During COVID, one of the industries that has shot up is the information industry. People are home, right? They are actually time rich now. Okay? But they've been forced, some people have been forced out of employment. Some people have lost their businesses. They're being forced to do what? Upskill. Upskill, okay? So people, they're in a buying mood of actually upskilling their knowledge, all right? So if you are right now knowledgeable in something, you've got knowledge or expertise in something, yeah? Fantastic, excellent. And that's what the point is. Some of us struggle to actually package that up and put it in a way that people can buy from us, all right? Next, you want to quit your job. Some of us have been forced to quit our jobs. We've got no choice, all right? Maybe you're working for someone right now and you don't want to work for that person anymore. That's absolutely fine. And maybe you want to turn your passion into profit. And like I said before, it's absolutely nothing wrong with doing that. Nothing wrong with doing that. Some of you may have remembered that during, when we were supposed to run this last time, I got unwell. Yeah. All right? Many of you might be wondering what the hell happened. Okay? Here's what happened. I love what I do so much, I don't switch off at times. I'm going to be honest. I even realized that when I came back from Turkey with the children over the summer, I did 12 days back to back of just running my various businesses and doing what I like. It doesn't feel like bloody work to me, okay? That's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing, okay? But there isn't anything wrong with doing that. I believe life's too short to wake up in the morning not being happy, okay? You should jump up every morning and be happy to be here. I'm happy to be here. I was so excited. Liam was like driving down this morning. 6 o'clock this morning, he's telling me, I'm super pumped. I'm like, you are just too excited for this time of the day. Like, but it's because we're passionate about what we do, all right? So where would you like to be instead? Let's take a quick look. Perhaps you'd like to become the go-to authority in your industry. Now, listen to what I've just said. The go-to authority, okay? There are two different ways that you look at this. People look at you as either you're an expert or you're an authority, all right? During this training, you will hear me refer to things sometimes like when you're doing your story and stuff, I'll be talking about your expert positioning story, how to position yourself as an expert, all right? I'm going to elevate that slightly while you're here. I want you to think about what makes you an authority, not an expert. Because there are experts everywhere, aren't there? Okay? Here's what's interesting. Some of you are going to realize how credible you actually are. I get it. Some of you don't think you're good enough. I get that. Some of you think, who would pay me? Like, some of you, I know, I get that. I get that. I do understand it. But you're actually more credible than you think. Think of all the crap you've been through. Think about some of the crap you're still going through. And guess what? You woke up this morning. You're alive. You're figuring it out somehow. So you are more credible than you think. But I want you to understand that in the marketplace, people go to authorities, not to experts. Now more so. Does anyone know why people are looking for authorities more than experts at the moment? Trust, yeah? I don't want to take a chance on an expert. I want to be sure I can get to where I want to go. Here's why that's good for you. You get to charge more for what you do. Next time someone says, oh, but you're more expensive than that one, well, take like that. The expert down the road there is actually, they're actually charging less than you. Well, take your ass to that expert and let them fuck your business up. Go for it. Do what you want. No, you don't say that to them, by the way. Don't say that. But what I mean is it allows you to go, that's fine, but I'm an authority in my industry. Here's what I do for my clients. I can't guarantee what that person will do for you. But if money is an option, is an issue for you, by all means go that way. Yeah? I'll come back to questions in a minute. I want you to start thinking that you're an authority, not an expert. Experts are people who know what they do. Technical. Yeah, they're technical. They know what they do. They've got experience in doing it. Authorities are who the experts go to for advice. Think about what I've just said. Yeah? So I train a lot of speakers. I train a lot of people to become authorities in their own right. Because I'm going to give Chloe a perfect example. Chloe's a perfect example of how she's transitioned from expert to authority in her own way. She was, in my opinion anyway, she was already an expert when she met me in her field. She already knew what she was doing. Okay? My goal was to do what? Elevate her to authority status. Why did she buy from me in the first place? Because she felt that I was an authority in my field. Yeah? That's what attracted me. Why would she go to another expert? Same level as you. Does it make sense? Yeah? So next time you're working with someone and they say, just ask them that question. Are you an expert in your field? Fantastic. So you'd like to go and buy from somebody who's already on the same level as you? Okay. Then I believe our conversation is done. You should be buying from someone who's actually way ahead of where you want to be, authority, okay? Now, Chloe has transitioned now to an authority in her own right, yeah? Because why? She's now teaching other experts in their fields to grow. Do you see how this, and then you keep evolving, you keep changing, you keep moving. Some of you might be thinking, but what do you do when that person becomes the same level as you? Well, one of two things can happen. Just to make it clear, I am very happy when my students do better than me. Over the moon, okay? 1, 2. There are some people who are not so happy when they see their students doing better than them. I'm happy. Just don't forget me when you make it. Just at least give me a shout out on social media or something. I don't know, right? But there are some people also who need to understand this. Just because you helped your client get to where you are now doesn't mean you're not growing as well. I'm constantly growing. So don't create codependencies with your clients where they need you. You don't want them to need you. You want them to want you. There's a difference because they see value in continuing to work with you. All right? I'm not going to dive into business analytics, but some of us spend so much time trying to acquire new clients that we don't pour into our existing ones enough. So think about that, all right? You want people to see you as an authority. Maybe right now you want your prospects to look for you instead, okay? But if you go to these property networking events and all that kind of stuff, what's everybody else doing? Same as you, right? They're looking for deals. They're looking for investment. They're looking for rent-to-rent, looking for all this kind of stuff. How do you even stand out in that situation? Well, imagine this for a moment. You put on your own event for landlords. You put on your own event for investors. Who are they here to see? You. What's the difference in that? They come looking for you, authority. There's only one person pitching in that room, not 500 people trying to shove business cards in everybody else's faces. Think about that. And that's not just in property, by the way. That's any industry, okay? Next, earning more and working less. Here's the thing. The old mentality of working hard to earn good money is something that we've all inherited from teachers and parents along the way, and society, okay? There is nothing wrong with working less and getting paid more. There's nothing wrong with doing that. But when I say that, it doesn't mean that you should like literally go, all right, I'm only going to work 1 hour a week or whatever. If you do, that's up to you. What I'm saying is this, though. How about you do, like Chloe did, for example, in one weekend, more income than she used to make in 12 months working in a corporate job? Is that more leveraged? Is that better? Yeah? So for some of you, like on day 3, at the end, I put all of this together, by the way, and I show you how to get your first speaking gig and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm going to break down how easy it is for you potentially to hit some very realistic income targets doing very minimal work over the next 12 months, all right? But I'll show you how that works. But using this skill will help you do that. Next, having your own highly paid expert biz. It's great additional income. People often ask Liam, for example, to go, well, Liam, like, see all the trolls on social media. Liam, if you're so good at property, why'd you have a training company? Hello? Listen to what these people are saying. They've got no brains, okay? Everybody should know this. All you business owners in the room should know this. You use your businesses to generate and leverage cash. What do you do with that cash? Invest. So why slam him for running a training company that A, he's passionate about, B, he gets paid really well for, and C, makes people's lives better? Why slam him for that? All he's doing is teaching you what it is that he's doing. I'd rather go with a mentor like that than one of these snakes who aren't even in property, okay? Is this making sense to you? So if anyone says to you, but if you're so good, Abdel, if you're so good at what you do, why do you charge other people for your knowledge? Hello? I'm leveraging cash, I'm leveraging my knowledge, I'm making your life a bit better, everyone's happy. It's a win-win situation, all right? You no longer want to work for someone else. Some of you who is working for people right now, maybe that's you. You don't want to work for someone right now, and maybe you just want to get paid to do what you love. That's it. So, how do you get there fast? It's probably the question. Because time is of the essence here. Everybody wants to get to where they want to go quickly. You've got to fine-tune your craft. You've got to find out why you want to do it. You've got to be realistic with it. And you've got to be consistent with this. Sadly, here's what most people do. They come to events like this, and then what do they do later? Nothing. They take those notes, they go home, they stick them on the shelf, and they go, that Jason was a nice guy. I have no idea what to do now. right? So please understand, you've got to stick with it, okay? But how do you get there fast? By using public speaking, in my opinion, all right? So typically, before people get into public speaking, they're usually around the bottom parts of this equation that I'm giving you here, okay? First stage are the unknown people. Some of you said you were unknown, like people don't know who you are, okay? And maybe public speaking isn't really generating you much, or maybe you're not generating as much revenue into your business as you should be, okay? Typically, unknown people are somewhere in the region of 0 to 20K. That's just rough figures, it's not everybody. Specialists are people who've kind of got up and gone, well, I know something. I've got a skill, and I can teach other people to do it. And they've moved up a little notch, and now they are, generating somewhere between 20 and 50K selling what they know. Next, we have experts. These are people who have gone, right, I'm above the specialist. Why? Because I've got more experience, I've got better results for people, I know what I'm doing, right? And they elevate their income, and there's a big jump here. Because I know a lot of experts, I have a lot of people who come to me that are already doing like 200, 300 grand a year, who want to move from being an expert to authority, okay? Now, here's what's interesting. Look at the jump in revenue between authority and expert, okay? 300K up to $1 million. These are rough figures, okay? You don't need to be a multi-million pound business owner to be an authority in your field. Please understand that, okay? You don't even need to have much money in the bank to be an authority in your field. Many of us are attaching success to the number of zeros we've got in the bank. That is not necessarily the case. Now, don't get me wrong. Please don't go around taking advice from broke people, or you'll get more of that, okay? But what I'm saying is this. If you, hand on heart, consider yourself knowledgeable, you know you can get someone a result, you know your stuff, you know you can help someone, I don't care what's happened to you in the past. I don't care if you've been beaten up, you've failed, you've made mistakes, whatever it might be. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't actually matter. Some of you may know this about me, but like years ago when I went through my divorce, like literally when I was going through my divorce, all of my assets were frozen. I had money sitting with solicitors. I had to sell my businesses. I had to sell my properties. I pretty much at a place where I didn't have anything in my, literally nothing. And I felt like a waste of space. I felt like I'd lost it all. But I had to get back on stage and do what I love. If I had let the fact that I had virtually no money in the bank bother me, what would have happened? Would I have been on stage? Would I have felt credible? No. Some of us need to delete what's going on in our world right now and reconnect with why we're so freaking awesome. All right? So make sure you do that. So all of you, I hope, should be moving to at least authority stage. Authority stage is where you should be minimum heading. And then for some of you, maybe, when I say celebrity, right, this isn't like roll out the red carpet stuff or whatever it might be. Within your industry, are you a celebrity? Are you a celebrity? Okay? So think about that within your world. Now, some of you in your industries know people who are like doing really, really well. Yeah, maybe you know good people in your industry, people who are featured on news, television, whatever it might be. If that's your goal, that's fine. Don't let anybody stop you doing that. If you want to go straight to the top and above, do that. Even if you don't, here's what I'm going to suggest you all do. Aim to go there. Why would I ask you to do that, even if you don't want to be a celeb? Some of you are going, I don't want anyone to know who I am. There's that old saying as well. Aim for the moon, and if you miss, you land amongst the... So, if you go to celeb and you don't make it, where are you going to land? At least you'll land there. Some of you might aim for authority and then land in expert, but you really want it to be an authority. So always take it up a notch, all right? Good. So that's where we want to head, these ones here, all right? Good. So, interactive part. I'd like you right now to do two things for me. Number one, write down, why do you want to become a speaker? I know some of you are already speakers, by the way. I know some of you are already doing speaking or have done speaking. Please do me a favor. Forget everything you know. For now, whilst you're here, all right? Here's why. If you come here full already, and I try and put more information into there, what's going to happen? You're going to reject it, okay? When you're training people, you must come full. They come empty. So that when you finish the training, you are empty and they are Full. So clear your mind of everything that you already know about speaking. I'm going to rattle your perception around speaking anyway. Okay? And the reason I say this is because like, some of the team will know. We've had people who turn up to these trainings before and go, yeah, I know this stuff already. What the fuck are you doing here then? Why are you here? Like, if you know this stuff already. Stop what you already know, because clearly it's not getting the results that you want, and just come and learn, all right? So number one, why do you want to become a speaker? And number two, this is a powerful question. What difference will it make in your life or business? What difference will it make in your life or business?
You've been listening to the Mind Over Money podcast with Jess and James. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on all the channels. Links in the show notes. Please also leave a review and visit www.jessandjames.com to find more resources on how to create the life you deserve.